I'm going to start with a really simple question for each of you. I would love for each of you to talk about two things that are really on your mind as we get into 2023. Two things that maybe stand out as particular challenges that we have here in Detroit, either in the religious community itself or in the city more broadly. Reverend Estes, I'm going to start with you.
Thanks, Stephen. I think two challenges that we're facing right now is exhaustion, and related to that, some re-engagement with leaders in our communities and in our faith communities in particular. Detroiters are resilient, absolutely resilient, but even the strongest of us get tired. And I think COVID exacerbated some challenges that congregations and congregational leaders have faced, and we're just a little exhausted, clergy included. And I think so that's one challenge. And the other challenge is, okay, so since we know that the elephant in the room, since we've named it, how do we release the creativity and the new imagination and the fresh expression back into our faith communities and get our leaders re-engaged and recruit some new leaders and get them plugged in as well? I think those are two challenges that I'm looking at.
Okay, Pastor Massey, you're next. Tell me two things that are on your mind as we start 2023, things that you think are staring us in the face.
God bless you, Mr. Henderson, and thank you for having me on. Mm-hmm. God bless all the panel and everyone that's involved. Well, several things going on in our community, and as the church, we definitely have to rise up to these challenges. Some of the challenges, and we all know that there are laws being instituted by our government that are contrary to the Bible. So now as a church, we have to address those issues. We have to address the issues that are condoned by law, but contrary to what we believe. So that is one of the big issues. And it's a challenge to engage our young generation, especially the millennials. Most of your membership comprised of seniors and older people, at least in my congregation. We are actively trying to involve and attract and come up with various programs that will attract the younger millennials and to emphasize the importance of bringing their children to church. That was something I grew up with, and I find that to be a little bit discouraging that they won't come and they won't send or bring their children. So that's a big challenge in our church community today. No part of it. Thank you.
Yeah. Pastor Barry, what's on your mind as we get into the new year and think about our city and the religious community in it?
Well, one of the big things that I'm thinking about right now is mental health. The last couple of years have been really, really challenging on so many different levels. And I am really concerned about people's mental health. We've been dealing with a lot of isolation over the last couple of years. But mixed in with that is also on so many different levels, there's so much technology that I think we're becoming less social. And we need to really pay attention to how that is playing a role in our mental health and how we interact with one another. So that's definitely one of the main things. When it comes to the issue of church, one of the things that I know that we have to deal with is now technology is part of the way that we're going to have to do ministry from this day forward. That's something that we all had to adapt to when it came to COVID. And now it's going to be a mainstay. So how do we keep that as part of the regular routine of how we do church?